Hello, my name is Pauline and today I'll be showing you how to help your body recover post-workout with a foam roller. Now this can be done in addition to stretching because healing your muscles is just as important as exercising them. Let's get started. Today we're going to be focusing on our lower body. So we're going to be hitting the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes, our quads, and our hip abductors. So we're going to start seated with it out in front of us. Calves first. Can't reach it. There we go. And placing those hands behind you. This is a little bit of a core exercise, lifting those hips up. And a tricep dip, honestly. Now, if this is too much, doing both at once, you can actually switch to one leg. There you go, to give some pressure off those shoulders. And remember, you can always do these a little bit longer than I show them to you for. You can just pause the video and take it at your own pace. I'm going to switch sides just so I'm nice and even. It's also great to use a timer. Maybe you do each for 30 seconds or maybe a minute even if you're really tight. Fabulous. Now we're gonna roll that up a little further. We're working on our hamstrings here. So from the knee all the way up to like where our sit bones are. And I'm going to take it here first. There you go. Always make micro adjustments. If you need to pause and adjust, feel free to do so. Again, placing that weight into those hands, coming to those heels. See, I'm kind of too far down. So I'm actually going to bring it up a little further. There we go. Gotta make it work for you. There we go. I'm not putting enough pressure because my hamstrings are tight. Look at me trying to get away with not putting in too much pressure. Oh, there we go. Sometimes I have to lift my legs off the ground completely. Some people can do this with them down, but this is the only way I can really get into my hamstrings. I've got figure skater hamstrings, so they get very tight. Fabulous. Okay, bring it down, working our way up to our glutes. So I'm going to try to scooch it up even a little further and come to seated on it. And now we're going to extend one leg straight, kind of lean back into it. I even sometimes like to cross this over a little bit, but then you can start to get in your hip to abductor, and we don't want to get there yet. So it depends how tight your glutes are. But it's up high here. So from like your hip bone to right to the bottom of your glute. And some people think, our glutes are on the back side, but they're actually also on the sides of our body, and they work their way up and wrap into our core a little bit. So your glutes can be sore in all sorts of ways. Fabulous. I'm going to go ahead and bring it in, even it out on the other side. Place that hand a little higher. Good job. A few more here, and then we're going to go all the way into our abductors. Go ahead, bring it back to center. We're taking it back to the first side. You might need to scoot over. Place that bottom leg straight out and cross that foot all the way over. And both hands are coming over onto that side. And we're going all the way down the outer side edge of that leg from the hip down to that knee. Gotta walk those hands. Long leg problems. Your IT band is tight, you're gonna love this. And by love it, I mean it's gonna be painful, but worth it. Gotta work out all those knots. Fabulous. Let's go ahead and bring it back to center. Be nice and careful here. I'm gonna try to work it my way down a little further, placing those hips over on the other side. Bottom leg is straight, cross that top foot over, bring that other hand over as well. Working our way from our hip all the way down to the knee. A little too close to the wall. It happens. Again, whenever this starts to get a little painful, not too painful. If it's too painful, don't do it. But you know, that deep massage into a muscle that you feel, try to focus on slow, deep breathing. Fabulous. Let's slowly bring it back to center. And we're gonna flip over onto our stomachs now. So we're taking this in front of us. And we're gonna take it long ways first before we get into those quads here. This is one of my absolute favorites. So we're coming to lying down. I like to scoot over to one edge of my mat. Bringing it here kind of onto that hip first. Bringing that knee up. Bringing it right here. And as I push this hip down, it'll roll into my inner hip. So I like that nice stretch all the way in. I call this frog leg. Kind of looks like a single frog leg. Nice part when you're doing this, because of the leg that I'm laying on, you're kind of getting into the quad without even using the roller on that bottom leg too. Quads are next, by the way, before you switch sides. And bring it back in before we switch it over. We're taking it to center, coming back to that tabletop. Take it to the knees first. Walk those hands forward. You might want to come to forearms as well. We're going to start to get those quads here. Now, right now you'll notice my toes are aimed straight down. As you go to the hips, I challenge you to bring those toes kind of pigeon-toed and feel how that gets that outer edge of your quads. It's a very large muscle. It's very broad. You can also turn those toes outwards a little bit. Get that inner part of the quad muscle. Fabulous. Now bring it back to neutral. Walk it up, and we're switching sides to get that other hip abductor. Hip abductor. To finish off here, bringing it down, coming to the other edge of your mat if you're on it. And we're gonna draw over to that side, bringing that knee up, placing it right underneath the outer end of that inner thigh, and then just start to roll into it. Again, breathe through it. You can also hold this stretch if you want to. You can hold it here and just enjoy that nice inner hip stretch. It's kind of like a half frog pose if you've ever done that. Both knees are bent in this frog leg position. It's a really good inner stretch for that thigh, but if that's too intense, just holding it here is great. Fabulous. Last one, drawing it in, releasing that knee down, coming back to center. I'm going to show you one more, but I can't fully do it because I'm wearing shoes. But it's great if your arches of your feet or the balls of your feet or even your heels are sore, maybe you stand a lot for work. You can take it here and you can do both feet at once. Mind you, I'm wearing shoes, so I'm not feeling this much. But you can massage your feet either on the ground, or you can come to standing and do one foot at a time standing. You might need to hold on to something for balance, but I hope this helped loosen up your legs a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and I'll see you then.